What's up, everybody? The Big Boss here, back with another YouTube video. And today, we're watching Cobra Kai Season 2, Episode 6, titled Take a Right. So we're about to start the second half of the season, and what we've seen so far is we watched Johnny's relationships with Robbie, Kreese, and Miguel evolve a little bit. Um, Starting with Kreese, he's given Kreese a second chance. He has him in the dojo. He has him helping him teach the kids in the dojo. Then his relationship with Robbie is almost non-existent at this point. And with Miguel, it's definitely shifted. As I said before, Miguel is no longer, or maybe he is and it's just not showing it, but it doesn't look like he looks up to Johnny the way he did in the first season. And then that relationship between Daniel and Johnny, it's still rough. We're halfway through the second season and they still don't see eye to eye. It was made worse in the last episode where Hawk and a few of the other Cobra Kai students broke into and vandalized Miyagi-Do karate. They vandalized the whole area, took Mr. Miyagi's Medal of Honor, and they spray painted the car that Mr. Miyagi gave to Daniel. So that last episode ended up very, very harsh on Daniel, where he was so upset. He came into Cobra Kai and told Johnny that he was wrong for what he did, assuming that Johnny knew. And he let the students at Cobra Kai know that they didn't have to be there, that there was a better way, another way, and that they were more than welcome to come to Miyagi-Do karate. The relationships with Daniel, his daughter Sam, and Robbie have flourished. In the first season, Sam was experiencing something different. She had new friends, she had a boyfriend, none of which her dad really approved of. I mean, he kind of did until he realized, well, he didn't approve of her friends, but her boyfriend he was okay with until he realized the kind of guy that he was. Um, so once that got smoothed over in the first season, it seems like things got better with Daniel and Sam. And then going on to season 2, Sam joined Miyagi-Do karate, and so she's been practicing karate again alongside Robbie. Robbie has done a phenomenal job at developing, and I think Robbie has done a good job at living a life that encompasses the ideas of Miyagi-Do. He's really been able to develop in a positive manner. He really takes these lessons from Daniel that were passed down to him by Mr. Miyagi, and he really tries to live them, and he's always looking for the lesson in what he's doing. And in the first season, he was kind of wish-washy back and forth, like he was trying, but he was having difficulty with it, which is understandable. He's a kid. But here in the second season, he's really, really been pushing himself to just embody everything that Miyagi-Do is about. So that's really great to see. Uh, New addition to the Miyagi-Do karate is Dimitri, who was Hawk and Miguel's friend, or it could still possibly Miguel's friend. They might still be friends. I don't know where the show's going with that. Um, but we watched him get into an altercation with Hawk and join Miyagi-Do karate. So we'll see where that goes. I'm assuming Daniel's dojo is going to expand with half of Cobra Kai leaving, and hopefully that helps Daniel's dojo have an influence over the kids at the school, because that's what that's what Daniel's trying to do. Ultimately, that's why he has the dojo. Somebody did ask in the comments what I thought about Kreese being interested in Robbie, or if he's interested in Robbie. And I think Kreese is in it for himself. I think he sees Cobra Kai as his, and I think he sees it as the legacy he's going to leave behind. So I just think he's interested in Robbie as a successor for Johnny, for Cobra Kai. I don't really think he cares about Johnny or Robbie as individuals or people, or cares for them or their well-being. I think he's just more concerned about his legacy living on, considering he is older at this point, and at some point when he's gone, he wants to feel like he left something behind. So that's my take on Kreese. We've learned a lot about him. I wasn't sure where he was at. I knew he had some type of agenda. It still hasn't been revealed what he's really up to, but we know he's up to something. So those are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. As always, you guys, I appreciate you for coming through. Please, if you like this video, click that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Click that bell to get notified every time I drop a new video. Let's watch this episode, and I'll see you at the end. I really hope Johnny comes through and either helps him or apologizes or something, you know?
This all could be over in an instant. Who trashed the Miyagi dojo? Oh no, I'm no fan of LaRusso's, but that sort of bullshit we don't teach in here. At least not anymore.
Somebody knows something. Question is, who's gonna break?
That's messed up of Kreese, bro.
Keep going, we could do this all day. Good, man. Listen, I'd love to catch up. I'm just in the middle. Wait, what? How bad is it?
I think I should tell Sensei Lawrence that I did it.
Say nothing.
I gotta go deal with something. Can you man the fort?
Of course.
I want you to figure out who did it.
I will.
Excuse me. Is this Miyagi-Do?
This is one of the guys who was beating on Dimitri.
I'm sorry about what happened at the mall.
We're happy to have you.
I'm looking for a friend.
Johnny.
Long time, man.
Yeah, you look good, man. He'll be happy to see you, Johnny. Room 112.
You're gonna fight this? Nah, that part's done.
I spoke with the doc. He can sign out for 24 hours, but I don't know.
What are you talking about?
You didn't tell him?
Road trip. Give the guy a wild night to remember.
I don't know, man, in his condition. Let's get the hell out of here.
Would you really like to know who did it? It was Hawk. And it was Diaz. And Robinson. And it was Nichols, Chubbs, Red. When one of you makes a move, you all make a move. Because you are all Cobra Kai. You're about to begin your real training.
I'm just gonna let you diss me?
I didn't diss you. It was constructive criticism. I'm gonna give you both a mission. You see this stone? You're gonna pick it back up.
How are we supposed to do that?
Good old-fashioned teamwork.
Let's ride.
What about you, Johnny?
Actually, I opened a karate dojo.
What's it called?
It's called Cobra Kai.
You brought back a Cobra Kai?
Yeah, it's not all that's back.
Point!
Hit him again. A fight isn't over until your enemy is finished.
I hope Hawk's hearing this, and after seeing what he's going through, is realizing that Kreese doesn't have his best interest at hand. Maybe Hawk sees it as hopefully Hawk doesn't see it as Kreese trying to make him stronger. I mean, realistically, is this going to make you stronger mentally? Yes. Is it going to make you stronger physically? Yes. But the idea behind it, the underlying base of the idea, is not right. Because if they would have done something honorable or right, and everybody has to pay for it, it is what it is. Then yes, I accept it. But when you do something wrong, and then you're pretending like it's okay, I don't agree with that.
Wait! This isn't what Sensei Lawrence has been teaching us.
Sensei Lawrence is right, of course. In a tournament, the fighting stops when you land a point. But in the real world, it's about being a winner or a loser.
What is the purpose of karate?
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir.
Admit it. You don't really want to join Miyagi-Do. This is all just some scheme.
Calling me a liar?
Ding, ding, ding.
Dimitri!
Once a Cobra Kai, always a Cobra Kai.
Well, that's not true. I used to be a Cobra Kai.
John Kreese is bad news. All that crap we dealt with after high school.
Of course I remember. People can change. I'm trying to change Cobra Kai.
You know Kreese. He's always got something up his sleeve.
All I know is everyone deserves a second chance.
I think I want to play some pool.
Yeah, I'll play some pool with you, Tommy.
Something I can help you with, boss?
We got next.
You could suck my dick.
Oh, he tore his earlobe.
It was 1985. I had just won my first All Valley, and Mr. Miyagi didn't want me to compete anymore. So he and we got into this big argument, and I joined Cobra Kai. And it turned me into an angry and violent kid. But my point is, anyone can be seduced by Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai makes you feel stronger, tougher, but it will also get you in trouble. I'm just lucky Mr. Miyagi was willing to take me back. All that matters is that right now, today, we are all Miyagi-Do.
You playing footsie or practicing your roundhouse? Let me show you how it's done.
Really, at the dojo? Come on now.
Don't you think that some of what Sensei Kreese is teaching us just feels wrong?
My mom worked at this restaurant when I was little. She would bring home leftovers, so my brother and I had enough to eat. When her manager found out, he fired her. He said it was against company policy. The food was gonna end up in the trash. The world shows no mercy. So why should we? We have to fight for every inch of what's ours.
It's funny that she says that. I talk about this all the time. My disdain for corporate policies and company policies is always that. They always put policies before people. And we see this in organizations everywhere, that they always want to put policies before people. When we look at right and wrong, we look at a situation like her mom, and we'll see this all the time. We hear about this all the time. If you work for a retailer, somebody tries to rob you, you try to stop them, and you do stop them, you'll get fired. Because that was the wrong thing to do according to policy. In this girl's mom's case, it's heartbreaking to see how many people will put policy before people. Because when your kids are the ones that are starving, you'll do whatever it takes to feed them. So a lot of grocery stores and food places now participate in food donation programs so that their food doesn't go to waste and it goes to feed somebody. And that's the right thing to do, in my opinion. You know, yes, I believe in capitalism. But I also believe in empathy. And I also believe in taking care of your community. Because that's what it is. You know, her mom was taking to feed her kids. Was that right or wrong? Well, as far as stealing, it was wrong. But instead of the manager, and there's a lot of lessons to learn from this. Number one, was her mom putting in the effort? Was she working to her maximum capacity to do better? If the answer is yes, instead of firing her, they should have been like, you know what? You do a good job. Let's give you a raise so you don't have to steal. Or set up a program in the company that says, you can have this, but only this. You know, something that says, I care about you, but for the sake of this being a company, we must uphold policy to a certain degree, but at least you're taking people into consideration and not putting policies before people. I have a big problem with that. I have a big problem with putting policies before people. And when I used to work in retail, I would rather help people than uphold policy, because to me that's more important, to make sure that people can get by. And we see a lot of these instances and a lot of these social justice issues that we're seeing today is we got authorities trying to uphold policies, and they're not really putting the people first. And this is where these ideas stem from. It's corporate policies are greater than people, or policies are greater than people. I don't agree with it. Do I believe in right and wrong? I believe right and wrong are situational and perspective. You know? The only reason it was wrong was because policy said it was wrong. Because when you're going to throw food away, when it goes in the trash, you never look at it again. That's not theft. Is it loss? Yes. Is it theft? Not when it goes in the trash, but if somebody else takes it, suddenly it's theft. That's the verbiage that we use to justify whatever's happening. When the end game ends up the same, it's gonna be a loss either way. So I definitely get what she's saying here. I disagree with being merciless, because the world is merciless, because all you're doing is continuing the cycle. I disagree with it. You have to have that. I believe you should have empathy and trying to heal those that need it. You know, because this idea of mercilessness, because the world was mean to me, I need to be mean to the world. It doesn't work, bro. In life, that's how it is. But if you don't be the change, if you don't stand up and become that change in the world, in your surroundings, you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to break through it. You're going to be stuck in the same circle, in the same cycle. You're never going to get anywhere. Or at least you'll believe you got somewhere, and at some point it's all going to come crashing down and you won't understand it. Look at Kreese. He was merciless. His world came crashing down. He's been living in shelters and not knowing what to do for who knows how many years. That was him being merciless. And that was his outcome through his actions.
Today was fun, Johnny.
Still got some moves, man.
You still got one thing that's more important than anything, Johnny. You still have time.
Time for what?
Do what you want to do.
Right now, all I want to do is make sure my students don't make the same mistakes that we did.
You'll do it, Johnny. You're the champ.
I wanted to apologize for yesterday. It was disrespectful of me to challenge your lesson.
You honor Sensei Lawrence with your allegiance. And allegiance is nothing to apologize for. Sensei Lawrence's heart's in the right place. He's a little mixed up. Together, we'll make sure he gets back on track.
That was a definitely an emotional episode. We saw Johnny with his old pals. We saw Daniel break through to his students. We see Kreese undermining Johnny and trying to take Cobra Kai from Johnny. Stuff interesting to see what's about to happen. I actually don't have much commentary for this one. I was pretty straightforward. They were just laying more story into it. We get to see what Kreese is trying to do a little bit more. Miguel is definitely confused, and Miguel being without a strong opinion, he definitely has a good sense to him. But when you're being told two different things from those who are older, who've lived different, who have gone through life, it's hard for him to identify what's right. But the reality is this, and this is something Miguel hasn't done There's something Miguel doesn't know about, but realistically, I think if Miguel would look at who Kreese is, what he's gone through, where he ended up, having nothing because of his mentality, I think Miguel would say for sure Kreese's ideas are not the right way to look at life. Johnny, who's been trying, has been trying to shed himself of those ideas, and it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing when that's all you know. I understand that. So to see Johnny trying has been awesome. I feel like Kreese is, well, that's what he's there for, but definitely Kreese is getting in the way of that. So hopefully in the next episode they show either Johnny and Kreese trying to hash it out, where Johnny says this isn't gonna work, and he gets control of it back of his students. Because that's a tough thing to see. Daniel, on the other hand, he's thriving with his students, trying to show him the quote unquote right way to do things. Um, it's kind of nice to see that. You know, I wasn't too fond of Daniel still not giving Johnny a place to talk when he went to confront him in the last episode, but at least he didn't do anything rash, so that's a good thing. I really like Daniel in the previous episode. I like him in this episode where he's really trying to make his actions match his ideas. So that's definitely a good thing to see. Interesting backstory that they showed with Johnny. I wonder what that's going to do to the rest of the season, with him having experienced the passing of his friend, being with his friends, and hearing what they had to say about Cobra Kai and Kreese. I wonder how that's going to affect him, you know, and seeing his friend who just passed to say, still have time. Hopefully, Johnny takes that to heart and does something with it. He's definitely trying. And I do hope that Robbie also saw the change in the students, and maybe he's hopeful that maybe his dad can change. You know, somebody said in the comments something about Daniel going to Cobra Kai. I don't remember Karate Kid 3, so I don't remember any of that. That's crazy. I can't wait to watch the movies. I'm gonna be watching them once I'm done with season 2. To see what, you know, what happened there. Definitely interesting. And it's nice to see them starting to develop the story beyond that base of establishment. Johnny and Kreese with Cobra Kai still kind of going through it, so I hope they get beyond that, so they're not stuck at that same level that they are right now of right and wrong, and they start pushing forward for what's right. Because even though Johnny is the protagonist of the story, Cobra Kai is the antagonist. I could say Daniel is. Maybe he's done some things that made him seem like the antagonist. I've never really seen Daniel as the antagonist. And maybe Daniel's done some things which have made him seem the antagonist, like the antagonist, but I've never taken him to be the antagonist, really. Other than because that's where the story's placing him. But I think the antagonist is Cobra Kai. The idea is that Kreese passed down to Cobra Kai, where Johnny is still that protagonist trying to combat those ideas from within. I like that. I don't know where the story is going at this point. I'm interested to see what happens. As always, you guys, I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did like this video, please click that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And click that bell to be notified when I drop the next video. Appreciate you all. And I'll see you on the next one.